All right, guys, it's Saturday college game day kickoff here. I'm watching it on ESPN, and it's 10:45 right now on a Saturday morning, and we are going to talk about some college picks. I got some picks written down here. Then we have an Ohio State trivia question for you guys, since Ohio State has a bye week this week. Hopefully get everybody healed up and then ball out on the next game here. So right now I got the noon game, Michigan and Penn State. Michigan's actually favored by 7. They're playing at home, which is good. Penn State's undefeated as well. I didn't even know Penn State was ranked 10th. $91 in Michigan Stadium. Clifford versus McCarthy. JJ's going to start. Got 1,152 yards and 9 touchdowns, 1 INT. Clifford's looking pretty good. Singleton and Corum. Corum's obviously the better back in that matchup. And Washington and Bell, they're kind of even, but Bell has a better statistics there, but he gets more receiving receptions. Michigan -7, over under 49. I got Michigan winning, but only by 4, so I'm not going to be able to cover the spread with Penn State. I think it's going to be a closer matchup. My brother thinks it's going to be a lower scoring matchup, so let's take the under on the 49. So I'll write this down, under 49. Pretty evenly matched with total yards. Penn State allows a lot more yards, 100 yards more than Michigan does on defense. 52 degrees in Ann Arbor. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick Penn State with the spread, but Michigan wins. Then I have Alabama and Tennessee. This is a heartfelt matchup because I want Alabama to lose. I don't like Alabama. On a 15-game skid versus number 3 Alabama. So the Vols haven't really won at all against Alabama, so hopefully they get it going. Hooker needs to step his game up. Wright needs to start rushing more, and Hyatt needs to get some receiving yards. $393 in Neyland Stadium there. That's a lot of money for that. There in Tennessee, 66 degrees, that's nice. Alabama's favored by 9, over under 67. I'm going to go ahead and just pick Alabama by 9, but I wish Tennessee would make it a game. Hopefully they do make it a game. That's going to be on CBS at 3:30. That's a nice matchup there. So I think Bryce Young will be playing. Let me see and make sure I don't see any injury reports here. So Bryce Young might be playing. Alabama, Tennessee. Alabama wins. What's the under? Let's make it over 67. Over 67. So there's that matchup. Oklahoma State versus TCU. That's also at 3:30. That's on ABC. That is going to be down in Fort Worth, Texas. Go Horned Frogs. So I got TCU in this one. Sanders versus Duggan. 14 touchdowns and 1 INT. That's pretty good. That's a good TD interception ratio. Richardson versus Miller. Miller's looking pretty good. They're both really good backs. 474 for Miller yards. 6 touchdowns for Miller. That's going to be good. We're mixing in a bunch of run-pass options. Tickets as low as $46 there. TCU's favored by 4.5. Give me TCU on that. 68.5 over under. Let's go over on the 68.5. I don't like usually going under. Nice 74 degrees there. So TCU gets the win and pick the over. Then we're going to NC State and Syracuse. I'm going to be able to watch that on the ACC network. That's at 3:30. Number 15 taking on number 18. Syracuse undefeated in football. The Orangemen. Check that out. So Leary versus Schrader in the QB matchup. They're pretty much identical here. So Leary has a little bit more interceptions. Sumo Kambe versus Tucker. Tucker is better than that, but he has a lot more carries, 110 carries. That's a lot, using the rush a lot for Syracuse. Receiving Thomas versus Gadsden the second. They're pretty much identical as well. $30 at GMA Wireless Dome. Syracuse favored by 3, 42.5 over under. Let's take Syracuse. Syracuse by 4, or by 3 actually, but it says 3 here. So 42.5, let's go over on 32.5. And the final game that I have is the USC-Utah game. USC's looking really good this year with Williams. Let's see, Williams versus Rising. Williams looking good, 14-1 TD interception ratio. Dye with 90 carries, 571 yards, and Addison with 32 carries, 479 yards. I think USC's going to win pretty good. $77 for tickets at Rice-Eccles Stadium. It is in Utah, though, so you have to think about that. Utah's actually favored by 3.5, but I'm picking USC and over 65. So there you go. Now, I don't know when I'm going to be able to do the actual answer for this trivia question, but I might try to drop something later or just put it on my social media. Ohio State trivia question of the day: what Buckeye holds the record for most consecutive games with 100 or more yards receiving with 5? What Buckeye holds the record for most consecutive games with 100 or more yards receiving with 5? Answer to that probably later tonight on my social media, probably on the Instagram. I'll give that answer out. So there you have it. Ohio State's on a bye week. I had some college football picks right before kickoff. It is only 10:50, so the show is only about 6 minutes long, so I hope you guys enjoy that. Love you guys. God bless. Tip the waitress.